Yo, what's up everybody, and welcome to the show. Now, you might know me from, well, you probably don't know me from anywhere. But that's not important. What is important is this: America is changing. And today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating demographic shifts happening right now, the boom of Islam in the US of A. We're talking about mosques popping up from coast to coast, Muslim communities thriving in unexpected places, and a whole lot of people saying Assalamu alaikum, which, by the way, means peace be upon you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hit you with a pop quiz on Islamic greetings yet. Today we're hitting the road, virtually of course, to explore the cities where the Muslim population is growing the fastest. We'll break down the reasons behind this growth, from immigration to higher birth rates, and uncover the unique stories of these communities. So buckle up, because we're about to take a ride through the heart of Muslim America. First up, we're heading to the city that never sleeps, the concrete jungle, the Big Apple, New York City. Now, NYC has always been a melting pot, a place where people from all walks of life come to chase their dreams, eat questionable street meat, and complain about the rent. But did you know that New York is also home to one of the largest and most diverse Muslim populations in America? Yeah, you heard that right. We're talking about communities from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Yemen, Egypt, Senegal, you name it. They're probably grabbing a bagel and arguing about the Yankees in some borough. And nowhere is this Muslim influence more evident than in Queens. Jackson Heights, Astoria, Jamaica. These neighborhoods are buzzing with mosques, halal restaurants, and shops selling everything from traditional clothing to prayer rugs. But it's not just Queens. Brooklyn's got its own Muslim hotspots, and even parts of Manhattan are starting to feel the halal vibes. Now, a lot of this growth comes down to immigration. See, after the 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act, the U.S. opened its doors to more immigrants from Asian and African countries, many of whom were Muslim. These immigrants brought their families, their cultures, and their faith with them, and they helped reshape the face of New York City. But it's not just about numbers. These Muslim communities haven't just settled in New York, they've woven themselves into the city's fabric. They're opening businesses, running for office, and raising their kids to be proud American Muslims. They're living proof that you can be a New Yorker and a devout Muslim at the same time. Next stop on our whirlwind tour of Muslim America, Dearborn, Michigan. Now, you might be thinking, Dearborn, Michigan? What's so special about that? Well, my friend, Dearborn is to Arab Americans what a certain kernel is to fried chicken. It's iconic. We're talking about the highest concentration of Arab Americans anywhere in the United States. And guess what? A significant chunk of them are Muslim. Dearborn is like a little slice of the Middle East right here in the Midwest. You walk down Michigan Avenue and the air is thick with the smell of shawarma, the sound of Arabic music, and the sight of men rocking thobes like it's nobody's business. Now, Dearborn's connection to the Arab world goes way back, to the early 20th century, when Henry Ford decided to set up shop there and started recruiting Arab workers. But it was the oil boom of the 60s and 70s that really brought in the numbers. And as more and more Arab Muslims made Dearborn their home, they built mosques, community centers, and businesses that catered to their needs. Today, Dearborn is a testament to the power of community. It's a place where Muslim immigrants can find a taste of home, practice their faith openly, and pass on their traditions to the next generation. And it's a reminder that America's strength lies in its diversity, even if some politicians seem to have forgotten that. Alright, let's bounce over to the Windy City, the second city, the city that gave us deep dish pizza and way too many political scandals, Chicago, Illinois. Now, Chicago might be known for its Italian beef and its die-hard sports fans, but it's also home to a growing and vibrant Muslim community. We're talking about folks from all over the Muslim world. Palestinians, Jordanians, Pakistanis, Indians, Bosnians, the list goes on. And they're not just concentrated in one area. You'll find mosques and Islamic centers scattered throughout the city and its suburbs, from Bridgeview to Skokie to the south side. Now, a lot of this growth can be attributed to, you guessed it, immigration. After the Bosnian War in the 90s, Chicago saw an influx of Bosnian Muslim refugees. And more recently, the city has become a hub for Iraqi and Syrian refugees fleeing conflict in their home countries. These newcomers are bringing their skills, their resilience, and their rich cultural heritage to Chicago. But it's not just about immigration. Chicago's Muslim community is also attracting converts, people who are drawn to the faith's message of peace, justice, and social responsibility. These converts come from all walks of life, and they're proof that Islam is a religion that resonates with people from all backgrounds. So the next time you're in Chicago, chowing down on some deep dish or cheering on the Bulls, take a minute to appreciate the city's diverse Muslim community. They're part of what makes Chicago such a vibrant and exciting place to live. Alright, let's ditch the Midwest and head west to the City of Angels, the entertainment capital of the world, the land of sunshine and traffic jams, Los Angeles, California. Now, Louisiana might be known for its beaches, its celebrities, and its obsession with all things avocado, but it's also home to a thriving and diverse Muslim community. We're talking about folks from Iran, Afghanistan, Indonesia, Somalia, Turkey, you name it. They're probably stuck on the 405 freeway right now, just like everyone else. But hey, at least they can find some bomb.com halal food while they're at it. Seriously, Louisiana's halal food scene is on another level. From food trucks serving up juicy kebabs to upscale restaurants dishing out gourmet Moroccan tagines, there's something for every taste and budget. But LA's Muslim community is about more than just delicious food. You'll find mosques and Islamic centers in neighborhoods like Anaheim, Irvine, and the San Fernando Valley, serving as gathering places for prayer, education, and community events. And these centers aren't just for Muslims. They're actively involved in interfaith dialogue, community service, and advocating for social justice. So, while you're busy dodging paparazzi and trying to spot Leo DiCaprio at the Grove, take a minute to appreciate the contributions of LA's Muslim community. They're adding their own unique flavor to the city's already vibrant tapestry. Hold on to your cowboy hats, folks, because we're heading down south to the heart of Texas, Houston, y'all. Now, Houston might be known for its space exploration, its oil industry, and its sweltering humidity, but it's also becoming a hotbed for Muslim Americans. We're not just talking about your average, everyday Muslim community here. We're talking about a melting pot of Muslims from all over the globe. You've got your South Asian Muslims from Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. You've got your Arab Muslims from countries like Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine. You've even got African Muslims from Nigeria, Somalia, and Sudan. It's like a United Nations of Muslims down there. So, what's drawing all these Muslims to Houston? Well, for starters, Houston is one of the most diverse cities in America. It's a place where people from all walks of life are welcomed with open arms. And let's not forget about the booming economy and the affordable cost of living. But it's more than just demographics and dollars and cents. Houston's Muslim community has worked hard to create a welcoming and supportive environment. You'll find mosques and Islamic centers in neighborhoods like Southwest Houston and Bel Air, offering everything from religious services to youth programs to social services. So if you're ever in Houston, make sure you check out the city's vibrant Muslim community. And don't forget to try some of that delicious halal barbecue while you're at it. Okay folks, buckle up because we're heading to the belly of the beast, the heart of American politics, the city where lobbyists roam free and politicians make promises they can't keep, Washington, D.C. Now, you might think D.C. is all about power lunches and backroom deals, but it's also home to a surprisingly diverse and influential Muslim community. We're talking about diplomats, activists, entrepreneurs, students, and everyday folks who just happen to pray 5 times a day. You'll find Muslims from all walks of life in D.C., from African-American Muslims who trace their roots back to the Nation of Islam to recent immigrants from Southeast Asia and the Middle East. And they're not just living in the shadows of the Washington Monument. They're building mosques and Islamic centers in the heart of the city and in surrounding areas like Northern Virginia and Prince George's County. These centers aren't just places of worship. They're community hubs offering everything from language classes to youth programs to interfaith dialogues. And let's not forget about the Muslim staffers working on Capitol Hill, the Muslim lawyers fighting for justice, and the Muslim activists pushing for change. They're making their voices heard in the halls of power, challenging stereotypes and advocating for policies that benefit all Americans. So the next time you think of D.C., don't just picture politicians in power suits, picture the Muslim community that's making its mark on the nation's capital, one prayer, one protest, and one policy change at a time. Hold on to your peaches, y'all, because we're heading down south to the land of sweet tea, southern hospitality, and a history as complex as a plate of shrimp and grits, Atlanta, Georgia. Now, Atlanta might be known for its role in the civil rights movement and its booming film industry, but it's also home to a growing and increasingly visible Muslim community. We're talking about folks from all over the Muslim world, from Palestinian immigrants who arrived decades ago to Somali refugees who came seeking a better life. And it's not just immigration that's fueling this growth. Atlanta is also seeing a rise in the number of African Americans converting to Islam. Many are drawn to the religion's emphasis on social justice, community, and spiritual growth. You'll find mosques and Islamic centers popping up all over the Atlanta metropolitan area, from the suburbs of Stone Mountain and Norcross to the heart of the city. These centers serve as gathering places for prayer, education, and community events, fostering a sense of belonging and shared identity among Atlanta's Muslims. But Atlanta's Muslim community isn't just about inward focus. They're actively engaged in interfaith dialogue, community service, and civic engagement, working to build bridges of understanding and make Atlanta a more inclusive and welcoming city for all. Alright folks, bundle up because we're heading north to the land of 10,000 lakes, the home of Prince and the Juicy Lucy Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, Minneapolis might be known for its frigid winters and its Midwestern charm, but it's also become a haven for refugees and immigrants, particularly from Somalia. In the 1990s, after the outbreak of the Somali Civil War, thousands of Somali refugees began arriving in the United States, and many of them found their way to Minneapolis. The city's strong social safety net and welcoming atmosphere made it an ideal place to rebuild their lives. Today, Minneapolis is home to the largest Somali community in the United States. The Cedar Riverside neighborhood in particular has become a hub for Somali businesses, mosques, and community organizations. Walk down Cedar Avenue and you'll be greeted by the sights and sounds of Somali culture. The aroma of traditional Somali tea and spices fills the air. Shops selling colorful fabrics and traditional clothing line the streets, and mosques serve as gathering places for prayer, community events, and social services. But Minneapolis's Somali community hasn't always had it easy. They've faced discrimination, Islamophobia, and economic challenges, but they've also shown incredible resilience, building businesses, running for office, and fighting for their rights. So the next time you think of Minneapolis, don't just picture snowstorms and Vikings fans. Picture the vibrant Somali community that's adding its own unique flavor to this Midwestern city. Saddle up, partners, because we're heading to the heart of Texas where everything's bigger, including the Muslim community, Dallas, Texas. Now, Dallas might be known for its Cowboys, its cheerleaders, and its oil money, but it's also becoming increasingly diverse with a growing Muslim population that's making its presence known. We're talking about Muslims from all over the globe, South Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and beyond. They're drawn to Dallas for its strong economy, its relatively affordable cost of living, and its welcoming atmosphere. And these Muslims aren't just settling in Dallas, they're putting down roots. They're opening businesses, building mosques and Islamic schools, and becoming active members of their communities. You'll find mosques and Islamic centers in neighborhoods like Richardson, Plano, and Carrollton, offering everything from religious services to youth programs to community outreach. These centers serve as vital hubs for Dallas's Muslim community, fostering a sense of belonging and providing a space for spiritual growth. And Dallas's Muslim community isn't just focused on inward matters. They're actively engaged in interfaith dialogue, community service, and civic engagement, working to build bridges of understanding and make Dallas a more inclusive and welcoming city for all. Hold on to your algorithms, folks, because we're heading to the tech capital of the world, the land of startups, venture capitalists, and avocado toast, the San Francisco Bay Area. Now, the Bay Area might be known for its innovation, its progressive values, and its sky-high rents. But it's also home to a diverse and thriving Muslim community that's often overlooked. We're talking about Muslims working in Silicon Valley, Muslims starting their own businesses, Muslims advocating for social justice, Muslims raising their families, and Muslims just trying to make it in one of the most expensive places on earth. You'll find mosques and Islamic centers scattered throughout the Bay Area, from the bustling streets of Fremont to the hills of Oakland. These centers serve as gathering places for prayer, education, and community events, providing a sense of belonging and support for Muslims from all walks of life. And the Bay Area's Muslim community isn't just about inward focus. They're actively engaged in interfaith dialogue, community service, and political activism, working to build bridges of understanding and make the Bay Area a more just and equitable place for all. So, the next time you think of the Bay Area, don't just picture tech bros and Teslas, picture the vibrant Muslim community that's adding its own unique flavor to this dynamic region. And that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of America's booming Muslim communities. From the bustling streets of New York City to the heart of Silicon Valley, Muslim Americans are making their mark on every corner of this country. They're entrepreneurs, doctors, teachers, artists, activists, and everything in between. They're challenging stereotypes, breaking down barriers, and redefining what it means to be American in the 21st century. So, the next time you hear someone talking about the Muslim world as if it's some far-off land, remind them that the Muslim world is right here in America. It's in our schools, our workplaces, our neighborhoods, and our hearts. And it's only getting stronger. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Let us know in the comments which city surprised you the most.